Hey everyone, it's Mark. This is my recap for Pokémon Journeys episode 28, Sobbing Sobble. This was the 1113th episode of the Pokémon anime, and this episode was all about Go catching Sobble and the bond they created with one another, which made it a fairly straightforward episode, but I still enjoyed it. Let's dive into the highlights. We pick up where we left off after the last episode, with Ash and Go at a Pokémon Center in Winden. They're about to tuck into some curry when a Sobble shows up, and we see it turn invisible. Apparently, when wet, Sobble's skin changes color to become essentially invisible. This allows it to steal the food from everyone before Go stares at it, causing it to become visible again. Everyone corners it, causing it to start crying, to which Go asks if it's still a kid. Sobble's tears cause everyone to start crying, but of course Reboot is too cool to be seen with tears in its eyes, so it just turns away instead. Sobble eventually turns invisible again, but Ash and Go decide to search for it. After Nurse Joy gives them some advice on where to look, Go tries talking to it, without knowing that he's actually staring right at it. He throws a Pokeball in disappointment and actually catches Sobble. That was fast. Meanwhile, Team Rocket are up in their balloon, searching for Ash and Pikachu after accidentally ending up in Galar. A strong gust of wind blows them away, while Riolu accidentally digs up a Silicobra. Go wants to catch it, but it won't go down without a fight, so Go sends out Sobble to battle. It looks pretty reluctant to battle at first, and turns invisible after getting scared by Silicobra. Go really came off like an inexperienced trainer with the way he handled this battle, since he didn't really have a very good strategy. He relied on his Pokedex to tell him Sobble's moves, and didn't know what to do when things didn't go his way. Of course, Go's not an experienced battler like Ash, and this was his first time using Sobble, but still, things went pretty badly here. Sobble starts to cry again, which starts the waterworks from everyone else, including Go's Rotom phone Pokedex, which I thought was a nice touch. Again, Reboot turns away so it wasn't seen crying, which is pretty consistent with his personality. Anyways, Sobble runs away again and the boys go off to look for it. It causes people all over Winden to start crying, and apparently the reason why is because its tears have the chemical punch of 100 onions. Meanwhile, Team Rocket are disappointed that they couldn't steal Pikachu this time when a Morpeko shows up and eats all of their food. Jessie throws a can in frustration, and this ends up hitting an invisible Sobble, knocking it out. They hear Ash and Go searching for it, and they come up with a plan. Go is starting to feel down on himself for not being a good trainer, but Ash motivates him, showing his experience and maturity as a trainer. Team Rocket makes their appearance, holding Sobble captive. They're introduced to Sobble's tears before calling their Gotcha Machine, which gives them a Magnezone and an Armaldo. Magnezone's Supersonic is too much to handle, as Team Rocket asks why they care so much about such a weak Pokemon like Sobble. Go zings them back by calling them complete morons before calling out to Sobble, promising to save it. This causes Sobble to think back to how scared it gets by everyone else, while remembers how Go called it strong and was impressed with it, which is why Sobble allowed itself to be caught by Go in the first place. Sobble breaks free from the cage and tries to make its way over to Go. Team Rocket stop it in its tracks, which causes Sobble to cry again, but this time, Go has a solution and gives everyone on his side goggles. Apparently, Mimey wears goggles while it chops onions, in a very creepy way, I might add, so Go thought it would be effective against Sobble's tears. After a combo attack from Reboot, Riolu, and Pikachu, Team Rocket go blasting off again, and Go apologizes to Sobble for forcing it to battle before. He reiterates that he thinks Sobble is very strong, even though it can be timid at times. And for once, Sobble starts to cry tears of joy, finally finding someone who accepts it for who it is. The episode ends with Team Rocket running into Morpeko again, and since it already ate Team Rocket's food, it turns into hangry mode and blasts them off again with Aura Wheel. I'm giving this episode a 7 out of 10 rating. This episode had the tried and tested formula of Team Rocket stealing a Pokemon, Ash and company save it, which causes trainer and Pokemon to bond closer together. It wasn't the most original concept, obviously, but there's a reason why so many episodes have been like this throughout the anime. And since we don't get to see Team Rocket as much anymore, I for one am totally fine with their usual antics showing up here. Except for their Gotcha Machine, that really needs to go. I saw that a few people didn't like the way Go caught Sobble in this episode and thought it would have been better had he just caught it at the end, but I actually disagree with that idea. We literally just had a capture to end the episode last week, and I think this order of events made for better development anyways. Go convinced Sobble to want it to join its team while talking with it at the fountain, but his inexperience as a trainer caused it to run away. If Go hadn't already caught Sobble, maybe they wouldn't have searched for it so hard, since it wasn't even their Pokemon yet. Go also wouldn't have gotten so down on himself if it was still a wild Pokemon, since he felt more responsibility for his actions given that he was Sobble's trainer. I know it seemed a little anticlimactic for Sobble to be caught so early in the episode, but this was actually a decision I liked. What do you guys think the future is for Go and Sobble? Go is the first main character in the history of the anime other than Ash to catch more than 2 regional starters from one region, and surely Sobble will become an important member of his team. They referenced at the beginning of the episode that maybe Sobble is still a very young Pokemon, so it's possible that Go will be taking extra care in raising it, more so than he usually does with his Pokemon other than Reboot. Now that he has Sobble and Reboot, will he catch Grookey next? We all kind of think Ash is going to be the one to catch Grookey, but didn't we just think that it was a sure thing Sobble was going to end up on Ash's team? Let me hear your predictions in the comments. The next episode is going to be focused on Chloe, something which is long overdue. I've said in many of my reviews that I wish Chloe would have a bigger role in this series, but it looks like for now, she's just going to show up from time to time. Apparently, she's going to start bonding with a Pidove next week, which is going to make Yamper jealous. I'm not sure what exactly this is going to lead to, but I'm just glad Chloe is going to be getting some time to shine next week instead of just being kept off screen. Thank you guys for watching this video. I got a great response from my previous review, so I wanted to let you guys know how much I appreciate that, and I'm glad you all enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts about this week, as well as your predictions for the next episode in the comments section. Make sure to drop a like on this video, and please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys next time.